first time for everything, right? Pull us up, Snake! Vinyasa, baby! Come on!
Are you kidding me? Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty.
Oh, right.
Let's go to YouTube land and also social media lands. Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out a couple weeks ago and is a sequel to a great film that came out a few years ago. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms, such as X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Patreon, Tumblr. Pretty much post on these regularly, so definitely check them out. As always, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all-new video. So like I was saying before, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out a couple weeks ago and is a sequel to an animated film that came out in 2022 called The Bad Guys 2. Yeah, The Bad Guys 2. Yeah. So The Bad Guys 2 is a really great film. I was really impressed with it. I thought it was even better than the first one. The first one was phenomenal, but this one was even more phenomenal. The animation was great. The storyline, the comedy, the voiceovers were all done so well and just so damn enjoyable. And I just was really impressed with where they took this whole film series and how they took the story of the bad guys. And I absolutely loved it. I loved the whole wrestling section of the film. I loved the whole love triangle with Snake and the bird, which was absolutely hilarious. And just everything about this film was just so well constructed and so well done. And I just really enjoyed it. I thought they did a really good job with it. And I think that overall it just was a really constructed, very well done film. And I think that, you know, they went in and they decided, hey, we're going to make this as best as we can. Let's go even more further than we did with the first one. Let's keep that same vibe. And it felt like they kept that same vibe, which was really nice. And I just think really incorporated and really did a good job of making this film even more fun and more enjoyable. Now, this film is directed none other by a gentleman that is a great director. I think he's directed a great couple films, and is just a well-rounded animated director. And that, of course, is Mr. Pierre Perfero. Oh, yeah, Pierre Perfero. Woo, Pierre. So, Pierre Perfero, if I'm saying that wrong, sorry, is the director of Bad Guys 2. He's a decent director. I think he's very phenomenal. I think he does a great job. And I love exactly what he brings to his animated films. I love that he keeps that adult humor, but at the same time keeps it very family. I love that he has a great eye for what, incorporates good action with good comedy, with good story, with just a fun fact. And I think that what he brought to The Bad Guys 2 is exactly what we needed for this film. And I just think he did a good job of getting really great performances out of all the voice actors. I think that he had a great story idea that he ran with that really, I thought, throughout the whole entire film, really pieced together very well. Like, I didn't feel there was any downtimes. I think he directed it very well. I think he had a great editing team, and I think overall he just had a really great eye for where he wanted to go with the story, and I feel he delivered that and gave us that direction that was really done well. Now, if you haven't seen anything Pierre has directed, definitely a great film to check out of his that he directed, and is the predecessor to this film, and of course, is the film called The Bad Guys 1. Yeah! The Bad Guys. Yeah! The Bad Guys. Yeah! So he directed the first Bad Guys as well, and he did a fantastic job with that. I mean, that movie was so damn good and just so fun and enjoyable, and just was really well thought out as well. The comedy was amazing there. The story was fun. The whole concept was awesome. The animation was done well, and Pierre just had such a great idea for a very first film, and also his first directing, full-on director project. and he just blew it out of the park with that film and just did such a great job. Got great performances out of his voiceover characters, but at the same time, I just really enjoyed that he made it different than other films we've seen, in recent years. Like, I liked how it was differentiated from, Despicable Me's, and I was happy it was different from the Pixar films and so forth. And he did such a great job with that first film that made it an instant classic that was just so enjoyable and so fresh to see something that good in that time frame. If you haven't seen anything Pierre Perifel has directed, definitely check out The Bad Guys. He did a phenomenal job with that film. But I think he did a phenomenal job with Bad Guys too. I think it's a great addition and sequel to the original Bad Guys. I think it's a great film. Really well done by Pierre. I think he made a really fun, fantastic film for all ages, and I think overall it was just a really solid sequel that I think down the road people will be like, that's a really great movie. But yeah, Pierre did such a great job. If you haven't seen anything Pierre Perifel has directed, go check out Bad Guys 2 in theaters now. He did a really great job. So this movie has a really great, phenomenal cast. I love everyone that's in this film. A lot of people returned from the first film with a few new additions to the film, of course. But pretty much the majority of the main cast returned and provided great voices again that just brought their characters once again to great life and just gave us a really fantastic performance that I think was really out of this world and really fun. And I think that this film series, I think overall just has a really great voice casting anyways, because all the characters were played so well by their characters. And each of the actors and actresses just really brought their character A game to the characters, and I think overall just made the film even more enjoyable because of how decent and how good their voiceover roles were. Now, to start us off with this great voiceover role is Mr. Wolf himself, Mr. Sam Rockwell! Oh yeah, Sam Rockwell! Woo! Sam Rockwell! Yeah! So Sam Rockwell, you might of course recognize from a slew of things over the years. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. You might recognize him for the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one of his very first roles. You might recognize him from a few other things over the years. He was in The Babysitter. He's been in Iron Man 2. I mean, so many different things. And he is just a really fun actor. I've always enjoyed him. I think he does a great job in anything he does. And even his voiceover roles are always done well, and I enjoy him. And I think that he really brought a great presence to the character of Wolf. And I really think that he plays the character so well. His voice is perfect for the character. And you just don't envision Wolf sounding anything but Sam Rockwell. And I just really enjoyed what Sam brought, to his character this time around, giving it a little bit more emotion, a little bit different initiation to Wolf, and kind of how his character has grown since the first film. And I think that overall that Sam did such a great job of, portraying that and giving us this newer version of Wolf that it made a completely different person. And I think that is very commendable and very awesome and just really impressive with how, with it being just an animated character, how realistic it feels and how good that Sam made that character sound. Now, if you haven't seen Sam Rockwell or anything, definitely a great film to check out and is one of my favorite, versions of him, one of his best films, I think. That is a really enjoyable film, and I think he does a really great job with it. And that, of course, is the great film that came out in 2000 called Charlie's Angels. Yeah! Charlie's Angels. Yeah! So he was absolutely fantastic in this. I absolutely loved him in it. I think he was awesome, fun. I loved him as the bad guy, kind of nerdy guy at first, but then you find out he's really a bad guy. And as soon as he, puts on his, that shirt and stuff like that, after he kind of finally reveals that he's a bad guy, and he's all bumped out and stuff, you're just like, holy crap, that's the same dude. He looked like a bookworm before, and it just was so impressive. And I thought it really showed the great acting ability of Sam and how he could play different fields and how good he is at it, and that he has a really great idea for kind of serious but also comical as well. And just, I think overall it was just a really well done performance by him, and I think one of his best to date. And I just absolutely love that character. I think it's such a great character in such a fun film. If you haven't seen Sam Rockwell, I think definitely check him out in Charlie's Angels. He did a really fantastic job. But overall, he was really great as his character of Wolf in Bad Guys 2. He was excellent, awesome, fun, and just overall I think he did such a great job of evolving his character. If you haven't seen Sam Rockwell recently, go check him out in The Bad Guys 2. He was really fantastic. So that brings me to the next person I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than Spider herself in the film, Miss Aquafina! Oh yeah! Aquafina! Woo! Aquafina! Yeah! So Aquafina you might recognize, of course, from Nora Queens, her TV show that was on Comedy Central. You might recognize her, of course, from some of the Pitch Perfect films. You might recognize her from a slew of things over the years. And to just say a fantastic comedian and actress that I think really has evolved into a really fantastic actress. I think that she can do it all. I think she does really comedy really well, but she can also do a little serious too as well, as we saw in Crazy Rich Asians. And I think that we can see that she is a really great talent and that she's enjoyable, she's fun, she always plays her characters really well, and that's what she brings to Spider. I love her characterization of Spider. I think it's on point with her brand, and I just think Spider is a really great character that's super fun and super hilarious. And I just think Spider is such a great character that, you know, Aquafina's voice just is perfect for it and really brings it out and gives us this great different version of a character that really stands out of the crowd in, you know, in The Bad Guys. And I think that she did a phenomenal job with the character. I love it. I think she has some great one-liners, and I think overall she just is really talented and fun as the character. Now, if you haven't seen Aquafina anything, definitely something to check her out in. I think is one of my favorites of hers. It's a great film that came out a few years ago called Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Fists. Yeah. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Yeah, not the fist. Yeah. So anyways, Shang-Chi, she plays kind of like Shang-Chi's sidekick, friend, kind of love interest a little bit. And I think that she's absolutely fantastic in this film. I think it really shines all of her good qualities about what makes her a great actress. And I think that she does such a great job of bringing that to life and giving us this really solid performance in that film that you're cheering for her. You're falling in love with her character. You want her to be there with Shang-Chi. You enjoy her. And I think Aqua does such a great job of giving us that great impression of wanting to fall in love with her and want to be her friend and just enjoying her character all over. And I think that she does such a great job with that and just gave us a really powerful performance that was really done well. And I don't think it gets enough recognition for how good she was in that film and how I think that she was a really great addition to that film. If you haven't seen Aquafina anything, definitely check out on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. She was absolutely phenomenal. But overall, I really loved her Spider in The Bad Guys. She was fantastic. She was fun as the character, and I think she just did a great job of also kind of evolving her character a little bit and just give us this really decent performance. If you haven't seen her recently, go check her out in The Bad Guys 2. She was fantastic. So that brings me to the final actor I'd like to talk about that was in this film that I really enjoyed their voiceover. And that, of course, is Piranha himself, Mr. Anthony Ramos! Oh yeah, Anthony Ramos! Woo! Anthony Ramos, yeah! So Anthony Ramos, I think, is a fantastic actor. I have fallen in love with his characterizations in films. I think he's a fantastic actor. I've enjoyed him. I think he does a great job. And overall, I think he just is a really decent actor. And I really enjoy his characters because he always plays them really well to the T, and he makes them fun and enjoyable. And I just think overall his characters are just really hilarious. And but at the same time, he can do really serious roles too as well, where he plays, you know, very interesting characters that I think really evolve very well throughout their films and just shows the talent that Anthony Ramos is. And we kind of got to see that recently in Ironheart when he did that. I think that he really showed his evolution in that film, kind of how good of an actor he is, and that I think that out of that, you know, TV series, he was one of the best parts of that TV series, and I thought he was really good in it. And I think just Anthony does such a great job of bringing to life Piranha because it's such a freaking funny character. He really does look like a mango. And I love just the kind of presence he brings to the character and how he brings it along and how he just kind of plays with the character and how he gives it like these great moments. And, you know, him especially dealing with his fear, and when he, you know, gets nervous, he farts. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking hilarious and so fun. I think Anthony does it so great, especially when he's expressing when it's going to happen. He does it phenomenally, and just, it's so stinking funny. Now, if you haven't seen Anthony Ramos in anything, definitely a film to check him out in that I think he's really decent in is a great film that came out just a couple years ago that is part of a great franchise called Transformers Rise of the Beast. Yeah, Transformers Rise of the Beast. Yeah, this is a fantastic film. I absolutely love him as the human counterpart in the film. He really rocks it out. I love what he brings to it. I love when he basically gets donned with the Transformers suit. I think that's really cool. But at the same time, it looks kind of stupid. But I think Anthony did such a great job of playing it and giving us this really fantastic performance that it just was really damn enjoyable. And I just really enjoyed this character. I liked how he was this like Dano Luck character that falls into this like Transformers battle, and at the same time then he becomes kind of like the conqueror of the world, kind of like Samuel Wiki. And I think that he does a great job of providing that and gives us this really great performance in the film that's very enjoyable, very action-packed, and just, I think, really done well. And I think it's a really enjoyable performance. If you haven't seen Anthony Ramos anything, definitely check him out on Transformers Rise of the Beast. He did a really fantastic job. But overall, his Piranha, again, was so fantastic in this one. I love his evolution, too, as well. And I think he just was so damn good in this film and so freaking funny. And just a really great addition to that voice cast. If you haven't seen Anthony Ramos in anything recently, go check him out on The Bad Guys 2. He was absolutely phenomenal. So I just wanted to shout out a couple other voiceovers that were in the film. Of course, Snake, who is in the film, Mark Marone. He does such a great job of providing the Snake voice. He's so freaking funny, so fun, so enjoyable, and just really it plays the character well. And I think he's just a really great addition to that great cast. Of course, there was the great Craig Robinson, who portrays Shark, who was absolutely fantastic too as well, and super funny and super hilarious, and just plays Shark to the T, and it's just really fun. You also had Zazie Beetz, of course, as the Fox, who is a decent character. Definitely has a smaller role in this one versus the first one, I felt, but definitely is very enjoyable too as well. We had newcomers like Natasha Lyonne portraying a voice in the film, who plays Snake's love interest, which is absolutely hilarious. And then you also have Danielle Brooks coming in and portraying one of the new villains in the film. And then I can't forget the great Richard Ayoade, who portrays the hamster, who is absolutely freaking hilarious, and he's all bulked out in this. It was so stinking funny. But just wanted to shout out those great voiceovers too. They were really fantastic in the film and did a really great job. But overall, such a great film. So, what is Bad Guys 2 about? Basically, the premise of the story is the bad guys are now going straight. They are trying to be, lawful citizens, working in actual jobs and all that kind of good stuff. And next thing they know, they're being framed for something, and they have to basically go along with it to prove their innocence. And this new group of these bad guys are framing them so that they can use them to do what they want to do. And it's up to the bad guys to figure out how to stop them, to show that they're being framed, and be the good guys that they are. Really fantastic film, so damn good, so enjoyable. Absolutely loved this film. I thought it was so great. Absolutely loved it better than the first film. I think this film was even better. It was so funny, so fun. Great soundtrack. Everything about this film was so well constructed. If you have not seen The Bad Guys 2 yet, go check it out in theaters now. Worth the watch. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up. Definitely would be adding it to the collection. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking, also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you happen before, don't forget to check out any other new videos if you haven't seen mine yet. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms. Or actually, my Patreon, I should say. If you want to help support the channel, please check out my awesome Patreon, people. Thank you so much for that. You guys are rocking it if you do. And always, huge shout out to my old, new subscribers. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. As always, catch you next one.